Carr and the Oakland Raiders. Two teams here playing for pride as the final week of the NFL season is underway. This will be fielded at the 8. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Carr now on first down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right? Yeah. Not an actual player, not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jarek McKinney. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Throwing his Carr on third down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now fourth down. So on fourth down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. Back deep for Kansas City, DeAnthony Thomas. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Chiefs will take over at their own 20. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 20. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And his first pass is incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
It forced the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. And able to connect with Berrios. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
The best thing that ever happened to Mario Edwards Jr., in my estimation, was moving from defensive end into defensive tackle.
Why is that?
I think he had such good size, but his quickness now is overwhelming when he works inside against guards and centers. And that allows him to make plays as one we just saw there, getting into the backfield and getting a tackle for the loss.
Now here's Mahomes. And down he goes, brought down a Raiders sack. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company. Play fake there to Hunt. Now Mahomes rolling to his right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Get set, get set. Later one. 694.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. Pushing his way through. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target. And it's 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
637. 808.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Carr. Cook able to escape. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the 1st tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
The 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Sean Lynch. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll bring up 4th down. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And now here comes Kansas City. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
No gain on the play there. 2nd down. They go play action. Now Mahomes. Amaro's got it left side. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9.
Left.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. Going deep here for Watkins. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On second down, Lynch. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
On play action, it's Carr. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Allen Bailey coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be fourth down. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And now here comes Kansas City. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Four-time Pro Bowler Derek Johnson. And it'll make this a second and long.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Hunt gets it on the draw from Mahomes. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a third and long situation coming up. The Chiefs on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. 12 yards on the return that time. Now the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. So out come the Raiders. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet, trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
Buying time to his left. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football, but they face a second and long to start things out. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
694.
From midfield, here's Carr. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Dante Fowler in there to get him, and that is sack number 15 for him on the year. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long.
734.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. And that is incomplete. Daniel Sorensen there on the coverage.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly third and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the first down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Chiefs are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Mahomes now on 1st down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They go play fake. Mahomes in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The 4-time All-Pro, Navarro Bowman. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And instead, they want to throw it off play action. And able to find Conley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. On 1st down, Mahomes. He'll leave it for Hunt, complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
They go play action here on 1st down. Oh, he can't hang on. That was a dream chance for any D lineman to possibly get a pick, but instead it falls down incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. That one is caught by Hunt. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It'll be a gain of 4. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Now it's Mahomes again. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive. Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Play action. Now it's Carr. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Mahomes throwing on second down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated.
That's caught inside the 25. And they finally bring him down, but he reaches the 16.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
6:37.
Into the red zone, it's Carr. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Jared Cook, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders are able to cash in for 6. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
To Vecchio now to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Tahir Whitehead in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Black 58 rail! Black 58 rail! Slow!
Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now McKinnon to start the drive. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Here again is McKinnon. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 11.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs as they'll talk it over here before what'll be an important 3rd down. From the gun, it's Carr. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. D. Ford with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Here now, Johnny Townsend as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And out come the Chiefs now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Green, 39.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. Throws to right, taken in by Berrios. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. From midfield, here's Mahomes. He'll buy some time right. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Mahomes can sling it, but the feet are nimble, too, as he scrambles for a 1st down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the 1st down.
Mahomes now on 1st down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rashawn Melvin. There he goes left side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And taking a gander at the NFL scoreboard in Minneapolis. And it's the Bears who are off to the early lead. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. Now Mahomes to try again after the pick 6. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Shaq Thompson in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Final shot before the half from Mahomes. Going up top. And that is incomplete. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Mahomes will try again on 2nd down. And he comes back with one complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Here's Dustin Colquitt now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's McKinnon. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. The All-Pro Justin Houston in on the tackle.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. Here now, Johnny Townsend standing just outside his own goal line. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Here's Thomas. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. And now here comes Kansas City. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, And
he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Sammy Watkins, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Chiefs are able to get this back within a touchdown. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing but control the game off.
Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Now Hunt runs over and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On second down, here's Mahomes. Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Mahomes looks to throw on third down. This will be caught at about the 5. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Chris Conley, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And we are tied at 14. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time, one-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll bring up a second down. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Give him 3 on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Now Carr. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. In on the stop, it's Tahir Whitehead. Mahomes now to throw. And Conley's got it over the middle. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there at 22.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now a play fake here on first down. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. That goes for a gain of 31.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Play fake there to Hunt. Now Mahomes. He's going to go deep for Cobb. And this is going to be intercepted. The first NFL pick for Jair Alexander. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. That is now seven interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
They'll start on the ground with Lynch. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Throwing now is Carr. He's going to launch this thing. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Amari Cooper with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Raiders have moved out in front. Tavecchio to add the PAT. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the lead is now 21-14. Tavecchio now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Gets past one man. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90. Black 58 rail. Black 58 rail.
Now Mahomes. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got it. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Mahomes to the former Ram Sammy Watkins for the Kansas City first. They go play action here on first down. And the Raiders have got him. Navarro Bowman in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with a football, but with work to do on the scoreboard. They trail as we start quarter number 4. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. From the gun, it's Mahomes. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 48-yard line. On 1st down, Mahomes. He's got the hook up with Conley. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Try to drop one in, but it's incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in his zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And he took the contact as he was throwing it. And the ball drops incomplete. Rashawn Melvin that time able to make the play.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down. But what an effort to get his hand on that one. Knock it away. And brings up a 4th down decision.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now Carr, he's going to go for a big, and got his man complete. And all the way down to the 29. A big play there. Carr to Cooper. 51 yards. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Anthony Hitchens in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 34. They get just a yard back there, and now they'll be looking at a tough 3rd and 15. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Steps away to his left. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. And there is nothing easy about being a kicker on a day like this.
Yeah, I tell you, not only is the footing tough in the snow, but kicking that ball is like kicking a rock. Very difficult to get any sort of feel on your kicks.
Green 39. Green
Mahomes now on first down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target, and that'll bring up second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Back to the air on second down. It's Mahomes. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Derek Johnson in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he's gonna go down again. 3rd and long, defense with no fear. They brought the pressure.
Zero fear at all. That means they feel really good about the guys who are going to cover. But the biggest one is they think their pressure will get there before he has a chance to find an open receiver.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And taken right at the 35. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. And now here come the Raiders. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently.
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Dante Fowler in there to drop him, and he continues to wreak havoc in offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Carr to throw on 2nd down. And down to McKinnon. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It'll be a gain of 9, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. On play action, now Carr, and he finds Carr. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
Now that's a big pickup right there, and so often we focus on how the quarterback's faking on play action. How about everyone being in on the deal and picking it up?
2nd, 3rd levels, you can see them trying to recover. They bit. Worked out offensively. A dump down to McKinnon. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another 1st down. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. Forced out to his left. And he slides to avoid the hit. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Carr going to look to throw. Dancing to his left. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Anthony Hitchens. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. The Raiders on 3rd down, not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now Carr. Flush to his right. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kicking.
And the Raiders have got him. Derek Johnson in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. The Chiefs will try and get to the line quickly. Back to throw. Mahomes. Over the middle, he gets it to Barrios. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there at 22.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. To throw is Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Derek Johnson in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. Now Mahomes. And the pressure gets to him again. Shaq Thompson in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you've got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Mahomes to throw. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game.
Here we go.
One final try for Mahomes. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Rashawn Melvin. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Oh, partner, there's something special.
Look at you go. Okay, you go.